Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha. So this video today was a process. It had me a little bit stressed out. Not every cake goes as smoothly as I imagined it to go. I just knew I wanted to film, right? I felt good that day. I got my frozen coffees. I probably hit up Target because I'm at Target every other day. Then I went home and I was like, all right, let me take out some things that I know that I have a lot of. And I was like, no, what can I do with this as I'm sipping? Like, I want it to be different. And then I look at my cup and I'm like, no, this would be a fun cake. I'm gonna make that Dunkin' Donuts frozen coffee cup. Very nervous, we'll see. A lot of techniques that I've never done before, but we're gonna try them out in this video. So if you have not done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, press on the notification bell, and let's get started. Out of these ingredients, I'm going to keep that Nutella, hold on to that cream cheese. We're going to add some candy melts. In a microwavable bowl, I'm going to put some white candy melts and I'm going to add in some actual semi-sweet chocolate, just a little bit. I want to make that perfect coffee color. I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes in total. Every 30 seconds, I make sure to take it out of the microwave and give it a good stir. When it was fully melted, I was done. I cut one side of my coffee cup all the way down to the bottom and then taped it back up so that I can easily, well, not easily, but you'll see, can remove that chocolate. Spread all of that chocolate evenly throughout the cup. I'm trying to eliminate all air bubbles possible, and it is great when you have a clear cup like this one because you can see if you have any air bubbles and you can take care of it right then. Once I have completely covered the inside of that cup with the chocolate, I'm going to put that in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes to harden. I was so happy with the color. It's literally the same exact shade of brown as my frozen coffee. I got excited. I felt like I had another frozen coffee. Now that my cup is hardened, I'm going to do a second layer of that chocolate. And before it gets completely hard, I also trimmed away the top so that I would have a nice even rim. I allowed for my chocolate to set in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. And now that I know it is ready, I can go ahead, remove that tape, and unmold my cup. Let's see what happens. The dollar store outdid themselves. Okay, Dollar Tree, you did too much because this tape was the stickiest tape ever. I had it in the refrigerator, but for some reason it was setting up soft. I think it was too thin. As I'm trying to peel that plastic off, it's just flimsy. There's a large crack in it. Let me incorporate some real chocolate. The chocolate that I made afterwards wasn't light enough. I didn't film it, but yes, I added another layer of chocolate. You can actually see it when you look on the inside of the cup. I let it set, then I tried again. This took so long. It's definitely that nail biting moment where you're like, is this gonna work out? Is this gonna work out? Is it gonna work out? And yes, it worked out. I didn't realize I was holding my breath until I started gasping for air. Where the second coat of chocolate filled in the gap, it just left like this dark line. I mean, I can't really fix that, so I'm not even really gonna bother. Aside from the dark line, there's an obvious dent from where the tape was. Oh, I had to kind of rub it a little bit to try to smooth it out, but it looked bumpy. So that's gonna be on the cup. Now I have to make some coffee because I want to make a coffee flavored cake. I brewed some Dunkin' French vanilla coffee. Then I even added some French vanilla creamer. We have to keep it official. This was probably the best part of the cake, actually making the layers. I have some vanilla cake scraps, some Nutella, and some cheesecake filling. Yes, and now I can begin my layerage. I'm gonna put a little bit of cream cheese frosting down first to give that cake something to hold on to. And then I'm going to add in my first layer of cake. I pressed it down with the back of a spoon, added some of that coffee. The coffee is cooled, by the way. And then some more of that cheesecake filling. You can really see that darker chocolate mistake on the inside, right? A little bit of Nutella. And I figured instead of dousing each layer with coffee, I would just soak the whole cake with coffee ahead of time. Why not? What's the difference? I can officially tell you all that the struggle bus is now. We are on it. This was a wonderful cake, but it was a struggle bus cake. I am officially driving this struggle bus, but hopefully we can come out on the other side. Another layer of Nutella. So good. Some more cream cheese frosting, some more cake. Just keep on going. And then we're going to finish with some cream cheese frosting. Once I do that, I'm going to allow everything to set in the refrigerator for about 1 hour. After that, I'm going to add one final layer of the right color chocolate. And I wanted to make sure that it was a little bit bumpy, like my frozen coffee is. So, yeah. Whatever that looks like to you. I made a stencil just by tracing that Dunkin. I'm going to put that on top of my cup. And then I'm going to trace that with an X-Acto knife. When I tell you all that I pondered, and I have to use the word pondered because I thought about this for days of how to put this Dunkin on this cup. And Google is my best friend. And it was going to be cocoa butter. I didn't learn about this anywhere in culinary school. I'm just gonna pretty much do what I gotta do. Cocoa butter. No, not the kind that you put on your stretch marks, girl. The kind that you can use to paint on chocolate. So this came in white and I added my orange petal dust to it. I am starting my painting process and I'm noticing that the cocoa butter is hardening before I can even apply it. And that's because the cake just came out the fridge. Struggle bus. So I waited till the next day when it was room temperature and then I tried painting again and it was really good. Now the best way to get this on there smoothly is to allow for a good amount to go into that paintbrush and then you just kind of let it pool in one spot. Gently drag it, kind of spreading that cocoa butter throughout the rest of the letter. Unfortunately, there are only 4 letters. By the time I got it, that K and N looks amazing. The first D looks like it stands for don't do it this way. The others are great. I pulled out my pink and orange edible markers and I was able to color in that apostrophe. There is also a lot of writing on the back of that cup, including the word Dunkin in orange towards the bottom. When I first tried to write it out, the ink would not transfer, but I was able to dip my marker in some gel dye and then redo it and it looked a lot better. After that, I drew on the measurements that are on the side of the cup, just 2 lines. And then we have a QR code on the back of the cup. Okay, let's get into it. So I took some wafer paper and I cut it out the same size that the QR code is. And I attached the wafer paper to the cup with some more chocolate. It's not flush with the cup, but it'll do. It has to, because the first attempt, I tried to attach it with corn syrup. Yeah, that didn't work. Then I tried alcohol. I tried a few things. But now I'm going to use my pink edible marker again to just draw out a random QR code. It would have been great if I could have matched the QR code so that it would actually work, but that's nearly impossible. Right above the word Dunkin, I drew out the America and the Running Man, and I realized that that stands for their logo, America Runs on Dunkin. How clever is that? Another thing that you're not going to see that I did, but I struggled with, was making the lid. I made a gelatin mixture of corn syrup, water, and gelatin, and I tried to make a mold using the lid. I'm gonna just say that when I took the gelatin out of the lid, it just looked like a floppy little nasty. It looked like the only place that it belonged to was the trash. That cup has a lot going on. It says a lot of different words. Who said free? You said free? And I'm just like, look, I didn't say anything because I couldn't possibly have added another letter to the back of that cup, especially because it was in white. You just saw me try to make a chocolate straw, and that was another struggle bus situation. Oh, I am done. I'm complete. I'm content. You have to know, Lynn, your art is just your art, even if it's a little crazy. I put the actual lid on and an actual straw, and I have a frozen coffee cake. Couture and a Dunkin frozen coffee cake. Bye, guys. I'm a realistic person. I just come up here and I just make a cake or two. That's it. You know, I don't pretend to know everything or know how to do everything. I'm literally out here just doing the best that I can. I also attempted to make the straw, and I did that by taking some of that orange cocoa butter and pouring it into the straw. The cocoa butter is very thin, and it also melts way too easily. If I breathe on the straw, it's melting, so it just didn't hold up. Is heftily a word? It should be.
Yes, heavily is a word in the dictionary.
No, not heavily. Thank you, you can stop. Thank you. Heftily.
You're very, very, oh so very welcome.
That is so sweet. That was new. Nutella, cheesecake, vanilla coffee cake. Oh. That was one of the best flavor combinations as far as cake that I've ever had. That was amazing. And the chocolate was actually great. I have a Cakenista comment. It's actually an email. I never get emails, like, ever. But she emailed me, and I'm so appreciative of that. I don't want to give out her full email address, but Mousetrap is in it. And she said, I'm one of your subscribers, and I wanted to tell you thank you so much for showing me how to get through with varied details and different cakes. Again, thank you. You're so welcome. Whenever I hear that like my videos are detailed, I'm always kind of shocked. To think that I'm actually helping somebody do something at home, like, kind of blows my mind. And I still can't believe that anyone is actually at home making these cakes. I did get one comment, and it was like, why do you talk so much in your videos? And I was like, you just said it, it's my video. I don't know how else to explain, but to explain. But that's why there's like a whole fast forward bar. Why ask why? Just click on out and say goodbye. I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. More than you could ever know. More than you I don't get too close now that I got an HD camera. Y'all could probably read my mind.